How's it going, guys? SharkBlox here. In this video we're going to look at Roblox hats in their earlier stages. If you guys don't know, it actually takes Roblox quite a long time to develop a hat for the website. I know Roblox don't really develop hats so much anymore. They've kind of left it up to the developers and YouTubers to create UGC content, but back when Roblox used to churn out a lot of hats on the catalog, they did actually used to put a lot of effort and time into perfecting it. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at all of these items. The first one is the Happy New Year 2013 top hat. As you guys can see, there is many stages of this hat. They had to design this 12 times until they got it right. As you can see, it started off very basic. They then finally decided to add the Happy New Year logo. Then they kind of changed it to this kind of black effect. And then last of all, we get the one that we know today with the purple Happy New Year and then the 2013 in white. So this must have taken a very long time, having to create 12 different textures just to get one that they like. So there's many hats like this, so we can take a look at all of them. So the next one in 2013 is the golden Roblox visor. That is crazy. It took them 22 times to perfect this and to get it to the standard they wanted. Now, personally, I think maybe some of them in the middle are the best with the classic logo. They obviously decided to choose a logo which is kind of similar to the old Roblox logo, but it's kind of a new made-up logo, I guess, that they never used. This is on the Roblox website, and that is crazy. Look how many times they had to update this in order to actually get it right. That is absolutely crazy. Now, the first designs are very basic. Now, I wonder why the first designs are so basic. Maybe they were planning on uploading a basic one and then decided to add some textures to it. I don't know, but as you can see, the final design is looking pretty good. You guys might not know that there is 6 versions of the red Animal Hoodie. The red Animal Hoodie is very popular. Lots of people do like to wear this on their avatar. Obviously, the red Animal Hoodie is the final one on this list. Always the final one is the most updated. But you guys can see they kind of started off with this grey kind of purple effect. It had a few moons and stars on it. I don't know what to think about that. I think that one is quite interesting. Then they went for a red and grey. Then they went for a gold and purple. Then they went back to red and grey again. Then they chose a purple and blue, and they finally chose red and black. This hat is most famous for kind of replicating Foxy from Five Nights at Freddy's. I guess that game is kind of dead now, but that's what people used to use it for. But yeah, 6 versions. Personally, I probably think the gold one looks the best. But yeah, it's okay. It's not really something I'd want to wear anyway. The wizard hat took them 15 tries in order to get the texture right. Now, I have to admit, I think the last one is probably the best, but the first one they started off with definitely gives me massive 2007 vibes, even though this was a 2013 hat. Let me know which one you like the best. I think probably the last one, but it's still very interesting to see how many times they actually tried to get this hat perfect. The next one is the red masked hood, also a pretty popular hat. And you can see that it took them about 5 tries until they decided to add in the eyes. Now, I think adding in the eyes was quite a good idea, because with the eyes added, it does look a lot better. But yeah, this is very interesting to see. And you can see how the design slightly changes. The textures are red on the hoods. Some parts, the hoods are more vibrant. And yeah, very interesting. The History of Roblox Volume 1. Now, I have to admit, I think they did perfect this one. The final book on this list is definitely the best, but some of them are quite interesting. As you can see, one of them's got this kind of like yellow border on it, or 2 of them in fact, and then one of them has this old vintage style kind of like bookmark. I don't know what you'd call that, some kind of logo markings on them. But yeah, it does look quite interesting, and they started off pretty basic and got better. They did in fact make the logo smaller, but I think that kind of works out and makes it just look like a better hat. Here we have some early versions of the retro lampshade, and I have to admit, I think the last one is probably the best. This was actually a tickets item. It's interesting how they started this off as red, black and white, and then they eventually decided to make this kind of like green texture, and then they changed it to blue, and then they kind of kept with this blue style, and obviously that's the blue style that made it onto the catalogue. But I think they probably should have made the red, white and black one as well, because I think this probably would have been quite popular, even maybe more popular than the original blue one. This is called Red, White and Shaggy. This is actually a limited hat. I believe this came out on the 4th of July. This was part of the like American, 4th of July party series, and they decided to make this limited. And you can see that it started off very interesting. It started off quite good. It kind of went this weird brown with a blue stripe in it. Don't know what they were going for there. Then it went kind of like red, blue, brown. And eventually they decided to add the stars. And I'd say the last version is definitely the best on this list. Some of them are quite interesting though. It would have been really weird to see one of the brown and blue ones on the catalogue. Next, we've got the Noir skulls, also known as the black skulls, which is just Noir is just black in French. And this was actually part of the Halloween 2013 event. It was actually one of the prizes for completing it. And you can see it started off pitch black and they kind of lightened it up a bit. Personally, the pitch black one 100 times better. I don't know why they decided to lighten it up, because it just looked better without the kind of like light shining off of it. But there you go, mini update. Not really too much happened with this one, but I think they kind of ruined it. So there you go guys, that is it for this video. Those are all of the previous versions of Roblox hats. Really interesting to see how many attempts they took to get the texture right. Obviously some of the textures are better than the finished design, but they were the ones that Roblox just wanted to perfect. If you guys enjoyed this video, as always, make sure to like and subscribe. I actually have a star code now, so if you guys would like to test it out, I'm pretty sure it's just SharkBlox, so maybe try it and let me know what happens. I haven't really had it that long, so it's interesting to see if it works. That would be really cool, and if you guys do get it working, then I will probably be adding some of you as friends. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.